This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard that tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back, legally, on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Memorial Day weekend is here, pretty much, for some of you lucky sons of bees. And
shout out to all the Rockaholics right now in line over at Snoqualmie Casino to get the free gas.
Yeah. Well, that makes I didn't realize the timing of that. Snoqualmie Casino, they're geniuses, because here it is, National Road Trip Day, and they're offering free gas. That's fantastic.
Oh, it's been covered. Dude, it's on Como 4 News. I just saw them covering it. Our buddy Photog Jim from King 5 is there as well. It's a big day.
His last day.
That's true. And what is he doing? He's stuck with The Rock.
Hanging with The Rock. That's pretty awesome.
It's a fun video of Mike Hawk out there. He's cleaning people's windshields while they're getting there. It's so awesome. They put him to work. Mike.
That's great.
Make sure you tip Mike.
Yeah. I love that. That's you know what, Mike? Good for you, buddy, because that's everybody appreciates getting that windshield cleaned.
Damn straight, doing the Lord's work.
Oh, look at him. Mike, you know what? Mike looks good. He's doing a good job out there. Nice work. What's up. Oh, and he's wiping it with the towel like a professional. See, he knows what he's doing.
Oh, I do the whip.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm not sure that's the way to go, but you know what? Whatever.
Hey, we each have our own
styles. I was a professional squeegee guy, so I'm just telling you.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, there you go.
Does that mean something that I'm not aware of?
Yeah, it's Urban Dictionary. Look it up.
Great.
Yeah. So today being National Road Trip Day, a lot of folks, of course, contemplating making big trips on Memorial Day weekend, though it's a lot tougher with gas prices and other reasons. People might be like, I don't know if I want to do this. But if you are going to go out there and make the road trip, well, Time Out Magazine has put together a list of the best road trip songs. And we've talked about this before, and it seems like this list always changes whenever we talk about it. All right, so I've got the number one road trip song. Let's see if you all agree with this. This is my number one.
No, but this is the boss at his best. I don't even know the song. I mean, this is Springsteen. Get out of here.
Yeah, the
Ataris in covered or some band. They didn't. This is before everybody really, look, I know a lot of people knew about Springsteen, but he got really huge in the 80s, like with Courtney Cox dancing on his videos. And this was before that, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, Born to Run came out before Born in the USA. You had to run before you came to the United States, of course.
Yeah, so that's what you got to do.
But that was his best. Dude, I'm not a big Bruce Springsteen person, so I'm sure there'll be someone else, maybe I'm positive they'll disagree with me, but I feel like the Born to Run record, that's Bruce at his best.
Yeah, and I can't disagree with you, though I don't think so.
I get what you mean.
Yeah, the reason I don't disagree, the reason I can't disagree with you is that I know anybody who knows anything about music, they're absolutely right, and I'm an idiot. But I'm an idiot, so that's why I don't think so.
Born to Run, Thunder Road.
Yeah, they're all his greatest. You're right. All right, here's I am really shocked because we've talked about lists like this before, and I don't think any of these songs have shown up in previous, great songs for road trips. But here's another. This is the number 2 song they believe at Time Out that will be a great road trip tune.
Because it's about a song about a car?
Yeah, I guess. I won't hate this if it's on the radio, but or if it's in a playlist. But
I'd rather hear like Party Like It's 19, because you're partying. You're ready to go for a fun road trip.
Again, no idea what that song was either.
Prince?
No.
You don't know that
dude,
song?
get educated.
I don't know that song.
Wow.
You need a weekend off to listen to some old
Born
stuff.
to Run.
man.
Wow, Born to Run I get, but wow, even that, we're old. I mean, it was the 80s, so I guess that's why.
Did you know that one, Vicky? No. Like, if you would have just heard it, thank you.
Like, I know who Prince is, and I know that he did the song.
It's a song about sex, Vicky. How do you not know about this?
Well, I know a lot about sex. Doesn't mean I know everything about sex.
Okay,
Yeah, but you should know that song. I'm saying put it in your repertoire.
of those two, which would you rather listen to, though? So
probably
far?
Bruce.
Okay, so I want to keep a running tally of the ones you're not familiar with, just to see which one you actually do dig.
All right.
I'm still blown
life
away.
is a highway.
Okay, Steve, you look like you look like you're aggressively doing something to yourself.
Yeah,
with that
guitar.
there.
And somebody else.
Yeah, no, it looks like I feel like I'm watching the league and it's vinegar strokes. I just don't need this.
Yeah, right.
I really, really don't need that. All right. Okay, so we're all like number one and number two. We're not really in agreement with as far as like great road trip songs.
Watch
or
your
good
whore
songs.
mouth. I like number one.
Oh, not me. I don't think that should be like the number one road trip song at
Don't
all.
lump me into here. We all agree.
Yeah, well, I didn't realize you thought that should be number one. You think that Born to Run should be the number one road trip song?
I don't know what would be number one, but I'm okay with that one being. Life is a highway.
Okay, don't do that anymore because you really.
That's number one.
All right, here's what they think number three should be.
All right, let's rock. There we go.
See, out of three of these, this should be the top one so far.
Well, is this a good road trip song, or is this a good song to have a hot chick dance on your car song?
Why not both?
Yeah, let's have it both.
Stop at a gas station and she jumps on the hood.
Spray her with not gas.
Yeah, no gas bites.
I feel like it's the titles and the song content. Born to Run, like I'm on the road, I'm running. Little Red Corvette's a car song. Here I go again. Is that what makes these the top with these people? It's just okay. All right,
I think they're loosely based about some kind of driving reference. Because I did look on the list and on the top 50, and Life is a Highway. That's number 32.
Oh, okay.
So at least it made the
higher.
top. Dude, that should be a top 5.
Higher than 32. Yeah,
I agree, but you're ruining it for me because I just know it from the Cars movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say with who did that country art band.
Oh, is that Florida Georgia Line?
No.
Brooks and Dunn.
Oh God, I the name.
Yeah, the
Miley
Oak Ridge Boys,
Cyrus.
Alabama.
Rascal Flatts.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, their version's trash.
I didn't know that was not their version. To be honest with you,
Not.
Right?
Tom Cochran.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I'm
I
not
was today years
surprised. If they don't know
Cochrane.
Prince
I don't
and
know
they
how
don't
to
know
pronounce
Bruce, they're not going to know Tom Cochran.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Dude, he had nothing else on that record. I bought it thinking every song's going to be a banger like that one.
Nope.
Nope.
All right, here's number 4. And now, I can't fault them only because it's all about cars and roads and things, even though this is a good song, but I don't know if this is no way by number 4 best road trip song.
The Streets.
Yeah.
No.
I mean,
Go home.
I'm okay with this one. I feel like driving on the freeway and it's just like trees and like you're just kind of looking out there and you're like, I am feeling this.
Yeah, I wouldn't complain if it came on. I just don't know if I'd put it at number 4.
I like the song. I like the song a lot, but I don't feel that it should be like a top 10 type song right there. For
this one?
Who was that?
You don't even know who that was?
U2, man.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
I didn't know that one. You knew that one, Vicky? Yes.
Step out of your comfort zone, Danny.
Wow. Look, Danny, I'm not going to fault you.
I've never been a U2 fan, though.
Clearly.
Yeah, I was pretty, I listened to them and I was like, I can't do this.
I might say this right now, Steve.
I'm not going to twist your arm to listen to U2. There's only a handful of U2 songs I like, and that's one of them. Mm-hmm. I like the Joshua Tree. Most of that record.
You probably like a lot more U2 songs than you think. If we threw all the songs that are like your big songs, you'd be like, oh, I guess I do like that. Oh, I guess I do like that.
I could probably make like a U2 essentials playlist of about 10 songs. After that, it would be a struggle.
Which is pretty good for a band that you're not
That's
in love
been around
with.
for like 40 years and has like a billion songs.
Well, see, you and I judge things differently because you're the guy that goes, look, you've got to listen to 10. 10's amazing because and I'm a guy going, there's no album where every song on the album's amazing. And you're like, oh, no, I've always been that guy. And maybe if I like half the album, because I'm a hits guy. So to have 10 songs.
Roses. Their whole record, Pearl Jam's 10.
Yeah,
whole record.
You and I don't agree on. I don't.
Dirt.
I haven't heard like 10, so I can't tell you. But
hell, even Everclear, the record that has Santa Monica on it, Heart Spark.
Oh, really? You like everything? See, now I'm an Everclear.
Sparkle Fade.
Yeah,
Sparkle Fade. Oh, wow, I'm an Everclear guy, but then I'm like the Essentials Everclear guy.
You like that stupid Volvo riding soccer mom song?
I like all their stupid songs.
There's going to be a ton this weekend, by the way.
Yes, they are.
Volvo riding soccer mom is awesome.
I only call it stupid because I know it gets under your skin. I actually like the song too.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, I was going to say, come on. Plus, Art's been on the show, and we semi-bonded over our rotten kids.
No, I love Art, and I love Everclear, but I just want to get under your skin.
Yeah, you did.
About when I wake up. I want to be.
Thanks, How I Met Your Mother.
And I will walk.
Oh, the Proclaimers.
Yeah, the Proclaimers. Yeah. That's a good song.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, this is a really good song.
When I wake up, the best.
This is a great driving song.
No, it's not. It's about walking.
Yeah, but remember from How I Met Your Mother.
That's all they can listen to on road trips.
It's a road trip song. It's a good road trip song. I mean, you're still traveling, to go somewhere cool. To be the man you want to be, right?
Is it funny? I've never seen How I Met Your Mother. I know it from Benny and June, that old movie that was filmed in Spokane.
Man.
You watched Benny and June?
Oh, I love Benny and June.
Wow. Okay, props to you, Vicky. That's a good flick.
500 miles and I will walk 500 more just to be the man who walked 1,000 miles to end up at your door. It's not that part yet.
It's not that yet, but yeah,
premature. That does.
That's okay. We do what we want here. It's our road trip. We do what we want.
And to be fair, anytime I have sang the song, I have been obliterated.
Oh, yeah. Well, hopefully you're not the one driving then.
No, I remember singing this when we did BJ's bachelor party that he never went to.
Oh,
we did the party bus on the way down.
Yeah.
We sang this like a bunch of drunken idiots.
Yeah.
Oh, good job.
And that came in at number 22 in the top 50.
Okay, good. I'm glad it was on the list.
This number 5 song, which is the last one we have audio for, unless we go find some other ones. This number 5 song actually can be like, I think it should be number 1 out of all these 5. And it is definitely the party song, the everything song. There's never a time, I think, where, maybe a funeral, even a funeral, I probably wouldn't mind hearing this. But I think this number 5 song deserves to be number 1 out of these 5.
You would like to hear this sentence.
Down in the Love Shack.
Oh, yeah. Plus, he's got a car. As big as his whip.
Hurry up and bring your jukebox money.
I love these guys.
Yeah, this should be number 1.
I'm okay with that being number 1.
That gets the mood going.
Yeah.
Especially if you have a Chrysler that's as big as a whale.
Yeah.
B-52s were awesome, man. I mean, they had a retro 50s look, but they were super punk with some of the stuff, and punk pop, like just amazing. They were something. They weren't punk pop. They weren't like emo sort of angry punk pop, but they were retro 50s sort of like alien sci-fi punk pop.
To be honest, all I know is Love Shack and then Rock Lobster.
Well,
that's
you're
all
on
I know
Private
about
Idaho.
them.
What about Private Idaho?
Oh, okay, I know 3
songs. You're on
songs.
Private Idaho. And don't forget, she came from Planet Claire.
I don't know that one.
Oh, you don't know that one? That's a good one. Yeah.
No, three and out.
Yeah, that's it. Well, yeah. I mean, man. Well, that was my life. I mean, I love that sound. I was in my 20s and I love the look of the B-52s because they were different than what Billy Idol was looking like in the whole Gen X gang. Because they were retroing up and they looked like the Mars Attack, all the beehive hairdo. I just love the way they look, man.
What about that one Tracy Chapman's like, you got a fast car?
That's a good song, but it's depressing.
It is.
Yeah, you're right.
It sings about a car.
Yeah, and they're driving real fast and things and stuff.
The song's not fast, but they are driving.
Well, at that point, you want a depressing song, get Drive by the Cars. Who's going to drive you home because your life's a mess?
Ooh, or Drive by R.E.M. That one's a good one. Hey.
Oh, I don't know if I know that one.
Oh, that's a good stuff. I can't even sing it.
That's a good stuff.
That's a good stuff.
Okay. So... this list is just about anything that has to do with roads, cars, trips, for being the best road trip music. But, I mean, there's better songs for a road trip, if you ask me.
Oh, someone had a good one, Radar Love.
That's a good one. Yeah.
That did make, I think, the top 10, if I remember correctly. Or it's in the list, that's for sure. What was that band that covered it? I think it was like Great White.
Ooh.
Metal band.
Ooh,
hair metal band, but I think it was Great Light or Great Lion or White Lion or some kind of
somebody's lion.
It was on Headbangers Ball. I never knew it was an actual other band that did it until I found out that it was a cover, and I was slightly disappointed because I'm like, oh, they didn't write that badass song.
Yeah, we got how about this guy? This man got a call from space, but he let it go to voicemail. Wow. I'll tell you all about this at 8:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. A guy on Reddit shared a great story about how recently he got a call from space, but sent it to voicemail.
Well, does it show up on caller ID like Mars?
Yeah, that would be awesome.
What's the zip area code for like Saturn?
He said there was a caller ID that said US Gov, and that's what he was like, whoa, he showed it to. He was with some friends at the time.
I wouldn't answer either. If the government's calling me, I don't have anything. I don't want to talk to them.
No way.
Yeah. And he showed everybody, and they're like, don't answer that, US Gov. Don't bother.
Like true friends would. Nothing good's coming of this phone call.
Turns out, his buddy is currently assigned on the International Space Station on his second mission, and so that's who was calling. And
if you know if a buddy that's a part of like the U.S. government, then maybe I would answer.
I don't know, though, dude. Would I think that, though? Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, if I had a friend up at the space station, would I just assume that when it says U.S. Gov that it was him? I might forget myself.
Well, what cell providers do they use? Do they have a good plan where he can call from space?
Yeah.
Does Verizon cover that? I'm not sure.
Feel like if it's U.S. Gov, I imagine you and I are covering it, Steve. We're the ones paying for that.
That's true.
So he did. Basically, he sent it to voicemail and didn't get to actually talk to someone from space, which is pretty epic. I
wonder what would you be able to hear them very well? Is there like a weird Skype delay to it?
Ooh,
probably.
I feel, yeah, that's a good question.
Bro, why are you calling me? Just text me from space.
Yeah, but his friends pointed out, dude, you've got a voicemail though, and it's a voicemail from space. That's never been done. Well, for you anyway, or for a lot of people.
And you get to save that for all time.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool.
Until your voicemail thing is full, and then you just frantically delete everything and forgot that you deleted the phone call from space.
Oh, no.
Well, somebody by the name of Steve told me how to save my voicemails to audio files.
That's true. Yeah. So you can share them, and you can email yourself your voicemails.
Should never happen. Nice. It's pretty cool. So earlier we were talking about Whitesnake because it was one of the top 5 road trip songs voted by somebody.
What a great day! We have 2 stories about Whitesnake.
Yeah,
who'd have thunk it?
I don't know why, but hey, you know what? If you're a Whitesnake fan, you're happy. How about David Coverdale recently shared that he originally wrote their hit song "Is This Love" for Tina Turner?
Huh.
Wow.
I always love those kind of stories when, the old Prince story of him writing Nothing Compares to You for Sinead O'Connor.
Yeah.
And then, when you get to hear the original way it was done, you're like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So Whitesnake, David Coverdale, not just Whitesnake. I mean, the guy from Whitesnake, he wrote the song for Tina Turner, though.
Yeah, and when the band's label heard it, I don't know if she actually did it because they refused to let the song go. So when he wrote it for Tina Turner, but when the band's label heard it, they were like, dude, no, this should be ours.
Yeah, because I don't think I've ever heard of an instance where that song was ever recorded by Tina Turner. So yeah, that makes sense. Like, he recorded it, gave it to the label, like, here, give this to Tina. And they're like, nope, this is staying with you, David.
How about that, man? So, I mean, I didn't know David Coverdale wrote songs for other people. Like, or I can't imagine that was the first time he ever did.
You know who else used to write a lot of songs for people was Bryan Adams. Yeah. Like, I think he even wrote a couple Kiss songs.
Really? Oh, really?
Yeah. It was weird. I was listening to a Kiss song, and on Apple Music. Oh, you click on the lyrics part, and then at the end they'll say who wrote the song. And then I'm looking down there, and I'm like, Bryan Adams? And then, of course, you got to Google it to find out if it's the Bryan Adams, and it was.
Yeah, it is trippy when you see some of the
songs. Yeah, he wrote War Machine, which is a really aggressive, heavy song for Kiss.
Wow.
It's crazy. It's crazy a lot of times when there's people from bands that you don't expect and you find out they're part of songwriting camps and that's all they do. That's what they do to make their bread and butter. The band is kind of just for fun.
Yeah, what's that band like? I think they're called the Bleachers, or I can't remember. The guitarist, he helped write a lot of help co-write some of the Taylor Swift songs.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't remember the name of but yes.
And the band was popular, not huge, but popular. Like, they had a hit. But, like, I think where he's probably living a pretty good life right now and has a nicer home than his bandmates, probably because he was also helping Taylor Swift out.
Or there's some, like, bands where you're like, how do they sustain? Like, how are they still around? Because they didn't really do much. Like, the Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, like the emo band, their lead singer, that's what he does. And he just hires a bunch of hands to go on tour with him when he wants to tour. But that's how he makes his money, is writing songs for all these pop stars.
Yeah, it's the guy. So is he the band The Bleachers? Yeah, Jack Antonoff. He helped co-write.
I heard of that name.
Yeah, he co-wrote a bunch of songs off of 1989 in Folklore with and helped produce them.
He's done stuff with Florence and the Machine, Lana Del Rey, Carly Rae Jepsen, Tina and Sarah.
Carly Rae Jepsen, right? Call Me Maybe Girl.
Yeah.
I wonder if he did Call Me Maybe. I mean, that's the only one that I know of her for, right?
Yeah, really. It's only the only one she has.
So if he did that, good for him.
I bet he's making so much money. It has nothing to do with his actual band. Well, that's kind of fun, though.
Mm-hmm. David Coverdale. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe we'll do some research and see if David Coverdale wrote anything else for anybody. But he wanted to do this song here. Originally, he was going to give this to Tina Turner, and the label said, no, don't do that. Well, I can hear her do this.
Oh, this has ruined the song for me.
Yeah.
Dude, I can totally hear Tina Turner singing on this. It was totally meant to write. He probably wrote it in how he thought Tina Turner would sing it.
Yeah.
Dude, this is just messing with my head also because as a young Steve watching Headbangers Ball, and Whitesnake was one of those bands, and I loved Whitesnake, and I thought that song was badass for, like, I was like, oh, that's their, the obligatory ballad. It's usually like the third single a band puts out. It's the ballad. And I thought, though, the song was still like a hard rock song. Now listening back to it, it's a pop Tina Turner song.
It really is.
Damn it, Whitesnake, you had me fooled.
So whenever I watch documentaries or behind the music kind of stuff about bands, the one thing that does come up is the payment of each band member, because, I mean, the writer, the people that write the songs really say, we work harder. I mean, we're playing instruments too, we're performing whatever, but we're also writing the song, so shouldn't we get paid more than, let's just say, the drummer doesn't do any writing, the drummer just drums.
Yeah, but the drummer wrote his drum parts, which maybe if you brought a different drummer in, those drum parts wouldn't have made the song as great.
Ooh, okay, so
it's a hard argument, man. I always like the bands that are just like, look, we're four of us, we're going 25% each. But I get the singer-songwriter guy probably in his head, either other people or himself, thinking, I spent like 30 hours working on this song before I even brought it to the rest of the band, and you guys came up with your parts right away. You're very creative in your parts, but you had I not written this song, these parts would have never existed. Therefore, I should get more money. I understand both sides of the argument.
Yeah, that was always something I'd always see come up. That it would always come up with bands, and what really did split them apart and cause a lot of grief was that very issue. And Steve, I mean, I don't know what comes first. Does the music come first, then the lyrics? I think with Pearl Jam, I feel like that's kind of what they do. And that I think I heard this last album. They said they basically come up with their music and then they send it to Eddie, and then Eddie comes up with lyrics. Is that?
It just depends. There's no set process.
Nope.
Because there's some songs like. You look at the early Pearl Jam songs, the ones you won't listen to because you refuse to listen to 10, you jerk. But a lot of those songs were written way before Pearl Jam was even a band. And then when they became the band, then bring in Eddie, okay, let's change it up and put the lyrics to it. Then there's some songs that, like, probably Ed, if we're using Pearl Jam as the example, he came in with the entire song and then said, create your parts to this song that I wrote.
Wow.
So, like, Tool, typically, they write the entire record and then send it to Maynard, and then he puts his parts in.
Wow, the process is really fascinating because it seems just very unique for each band.
Yeah, and even like one of my favorite bands is Faith No More. Their biggest album, the album that has the epic song, that album was written before Mike Patton was in the band, and because they had a different singer, they booted him. So originally that album was written with a different singer who was going to do his parts over it. So, like, dude, the record's recorded. You have to come in and make lyrics and hooks and melodies to what's already recorded, and that's it. Like, we're not changing anything. Like, we can't afford to. So that album is one of my favorites, but it's like kind of funny to think like he was really handcuffed to, he couldn't change things. He had to just go with what they had recorded. And then the next record, he took way more of a creative lead, and that album's also great, but like it's a totally different vibe. And now you realize why, because, well, I mean, now he's actually putting his input into this band.
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know that either.
Yeah, every band does it differently. And even they do it differently within the same band. Like sometimes lyrics are first, music second, or vice versa. So there's really no set way.
There's no set way, man.
It's art, baby.
That's what it is,
yeah,
brother.
Baby. Someone brought up a good point, though. The lady from Four Non-Blondes. Was it Linda Perry? I think that's her name. You know, Four Non-Blondes had that one hit, the What's Up song, and then nothing. But she's written so many hit songs for like a bunch of those pop stars, like Pink and Christina Aguilera. Somebody even texted in saying, like, she's made a career out of writing other people's songs.
That I didn't know either. Wow. Yeah. Isn't that bizarre? Thinking that, man, she could have. You know, she could have been like a big star. Like why didn't Four Non-Blondes keep going unless it just maybe just nobody cared?
No, I think that's a lot to do with it. Like I think she's writing songs for people that are already established. So like she had massive talent, but I don't think anyone was willing to give her a chance, maybe because of how like her look or whatever it may be. But like she wrote songs for like Christina Aguilera, Cheap Trick, even Alicia Keys.
Wow.
Ariana Grande, Miley Cyrus. Like I mentioned, also like Pink. Gwen Stefani.
Yeah, James Blunt, Enrique Iglesias. So many people. It's a huge It's a massive
Look at
list.
her. Yeah, dude, it's like, oh, you're a one-hit wonder. She's like, actually, I have about 30 hits. You just don't know it.
And she doesn't have to tour. Which, you know what? For some people, that's the life. You know, they get paid for those songs and don't have to tour and do the grueling... that may be exactly what she wants. It could have been her choice all along.
Yeah, right?
Damn. Well, good for her.
Good for her.
You know, I don't want to see her house because I probably will be really disappointed. And to say
in yourself,
disappointed by what? When you ever written a song?
No. I mean, I would be disappointed that she's got a great life, you know, and I don't even know who she is, and she's got a great life, and I don't.
That's what she?
I mean.
How dare she?
Well, I'm not disappointed. I'm disappointed that you know, I have such a rotten life. It's nothing against her.
So rotten.
Such a rotten life. Living on Mercer Island.
Yeah, with your 47 million net worth.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is
bills
today.
paid.
What's my net
All
worth?
the board games.
I went down with my net worth. I also live with my daughter. Don't forget that.
And her future husband. I mean, that's you're providing for three.
I don't think anybody will. Yeah, exactly. Nobody wants that
miserable life that you have.
Yeah. Well, you know what? That's
you're at 7 million right now.
Yeah,
BJ.
holding steady at the 7 million.
7 million. Wow. I don't. I'm not really good with my money.
Well, gas prices. That's the problem.
Yeah. Did you feel like yesterday?
I forgot about that because I am gonna. You know, I'm going on a road trip, so maybe that's it.
Yeah. Right.
Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one right while he was busy celebrating that he got the prior question correct.
In football, what position did Football Hall of Famer Joe Montana play?
Just call me Jeffrey Geography. What?
All right, Jeffrey Geography.
Joe Montana played football.
Yes.
And what did you do the question?
What position did he play?
Quarterback.
Yes.
Man, you are just, you know what? You're an all-star. That's all I have to say. Yeah. Put your game on. Go play.
Oh, jeez.
I knew you were gonna go down that road.
You want a shot at beating Steve? You have it. 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Miggs at 8:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. How long is a bankruptcy going to affect my credit rating?
Of course, most of the time, by the time we're talking about filing a bankruptcy, the credit has already taken a huge hit. Chapter 7 is going to affect it more negatively than Chapter 13. Chapter 7 stays on your credit report for 10 years from the time you file. It usually takes 7 or 8 years for your credit scores to get back into the normal range in a Chapter 7 case. However, your credit will start to recover even in Chapter 7 after about a year. You'll be able to get credit again right away, usually before your case is even over. Chapter 13 stays on your credit report for 7 years and usually takes about 3.5 years for your credit to get back in the normal range. So Chapter 13 will mean your credit gets better much more rapidly.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, 1 in every 5 children killed in traffic crashes in the U.S. was a pedestrian. That's why 3M is working alongside local governments and NGOs to help improve crosswalk visibility and traffic markings in school zones, in a worldwide initiative to provide kids with a safe walk to school and access to the education they deserve. To learn more and take action, visit 3m.com/schoolzonesafety. 3M Science, applied to life.